What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me, doing these 10,000 steps. Let's talk about poor financial choices, being bad with money, and how doing so is keeping you poor. I guess this is an addendum of sorts to the video I did before about your car keeping you poor. If you are knowingly making bad financial decisions, and let's just be for real here, when we spend money on stuff that's suboptimal, we know it. We're not accidentally making poor financial choices. We have calculated this move. We know that the move is not a good one, and we do it anyway. And what I'm here to tell you is that you've got to stop doing that, because it really is keeping you poor. It's keeping you from being able to make any progress forward. You're broke all the time. You're living paycheck to paycheck. Some of you, even when you get that paycheck in full, you are so underwater that the paycheck don't even make a difference. Your whole paycheck is already spent before you get it, and it's not even enough to cover the expenses. Let me switch this up and get that glare off. I'll do it from the side real quick. I guess that's what I can do when I'm coming out here and I'm walking, and if I'm gonna walk down a particular street and there's gonna be glare, I can just change the angle for a little bit. Y'all don't mind, I'm sure. But you've oftentimes, as I said, you already know that this is a bad financial move. You've already calculated it in your head. You know that this is a bit on the goofy side, and you're deciding to do it anyway because it's what you want to do, not what you need to do. And when it comes to this, you really have to put what you want to do aside and do what you need to do. That's the only way that you're going to get out of the hole and move forward. And y'all know I like to hit y'all with them examples. So here it is. I know of a guy right now that is making very goofy choices, and he has a leaking roof on his house, and he can't afford to fix the roof. Sounds absolutely ridiculous, right? This sounds so stupid. This could never be you, right? All right, good. Glad to know that this is such a stupid thing that you would never do. But I'm gonna share this story with you anyway. So this guy, he was leasing a Charger. Which I personally, some people get value out of leases. I personally don't. I think leases can be a bit expensive. And the mileage limit on them is just too strict for me. You know, I do a good bit of driving. I like to go where I please, when I please. And when I'm ready to get behind the wheel and take off, I don't want to be worried about, do I have the miles to do this? Or how will this impact my monthly miles? I don't want to think about that. To me, that's just something unnecessary to have to keep track of on top of everything else that I keep track of. So leasing is just not for me. As I said, I think the mileage restriction is just a bit of a deal breaker, in my opinion, to where ultimately you're paying for this vehicle just to look at it sitting in your driveway. So leases are a no-no for me. If you figured out some way to make leases work for you, that where they're optimal for you, hats off to you. I salute you, because I can't really find very many positives about it. But he was leasing this Charger. He had a really high monthly payment on it, and he got it for a stupid reason. He claimed it was his dream car. He got it because, he wanted to get women's attention and whatnot. The reason why this was a bad idea is because he just thought he was going to be swimming in women because he now has a Charger. But he didn't take into consideration that the physical things about him, women are still going to find undesirable. He's not particularly fit. He's really scrawny. You know, he really doesn't put any effort into looks maxing. You know, he just kind of looks like he gets up and puts on a can of what the fuck. So a Charger's not going to help you, you know, when that's your life, homie. But when it was time to turn the Charger in, you know, when his lease was ending, he then figured, he had the brilliant idea, oh, he would buy it now. You know, so he's already dumped this money into it, leasing it, and now he's decided that he would buy it. We're gonna sit here in front of the Tiger for a second. So he's now making monthly payments to purchase it. The problem is that his monthly payment, it did not go down much. So he's paying close to the same of what he was before. He still has to insure it. Those of you who know, and those of you who may not know, I'll tell you, the Dodge Charger is the #1 vehicle on the stolen list. It is #1. It's been #1 for a while. So you're driving a vehicle that's the most stolen, and insurance is going to be expensive. Now, I don't know what his insurance premium is, but if I had to guess, it's probably somewhere around $300, because he's got a house in Detroit. So, you know, a #1 stolen vehicle in the city of Detroit, he paying at least $300 a month for that insurance. So yeah, he is literally the example I gave last time when I was telling y'all about the other homie that had the Ford Escape, and then I mentioned about Chargers and stuff. I didn't even know about this guy's situation then, so I found it funny when I came into this information. And this guy was literally one of the examples I gave. So that just goes to show you how people really are out here moving this goofy, to where you can give a general broad example and you know somebody out there is doing exactly that. So let's get to where, you know, it really gets silly. Because if the Charger, his reasons for getting it and the money that he's paying for it weren't already silly enough, he went and bought another vehicle. Now it doesn't have a note, but he went and bought another vehicle because his friend was trying to sell it. So he bought it off of his friend. He shouldn't have bought this second vehicle because you're struggling to pay for your primary vehicle, which you say is your dream car. And then you go and put yourself in a financial bind to help relieve your buddy's financial bind, because that's why the buddy is selling it, because he needs the cash. So, you know, goofy move number 2. Goofy move number 3, the same brilliant individual decides he wants to buy a scooter. Now, this is a total throwaway purchase. It's a scooter, not a motorcycle, a scooter. And his reasoning for getting this scooter was it's a toy, it's his escape. Bro, isn't that why you bought the Charger? You know, wasn't that the toy? Wasn't that the escape? You can't escape in the Charger? Now, somebody is having a good old time over there laughing at something on this phone. Hey, I like hearing people have a good time, so that's all right. Whatever TikTok reel or whatever he looking at is just cracking him up. Shout out to him. But yeah, you can't escape in that Charger. Like, you can't have enough fun in that Charger. You had to go buy a scooter. So he now has 2 vehicle notes. He's got a mortgage, you know, for his house that he's paying. And now ultimately his money is tied up. He's got a leaking roof and he can't afford to get the leaking roof fixed. He had different people come out. The lowest quote that he got to fix his leaking roof was $600. I mean, not 600, I'm sorry, 6,000. Let's add another zero. The lowest quote that he got, yeah, if someone's offering you $600 to fix your roof, they scamming you, bro. They're gonna like do 25% of it and take off, if that. But 6,000 was the lowest quote that he got. Now, if that were me and somebody quoted me 6,000 and they are reputable, start tomorrow. All right, I'm jumping all over that. But he didn't have the money. He didn't have the money to even take advantage of the lowest quote. And mind you, I think this might be the most ridiculous aspect of it all. This is going to tie it all in a bow for you guys about making poor financial decisions and how they're keeping you poor. He had the leaking roof already. He's had this leaky roof for like a good 6 months. He just recently got the scooter. So with full knowledge of the leaky roof, and the leaky roof is happening in his bedroom. Okay, when it rains, the water is falling onto his mattress. So you're waking up in the morning to raindrops falling on your head, quite literally. And what you decide to do is spend money on a scooter. That is insane. Let me get a little closer and hammer this home for y'all. This man has a leaky roof. He's been dealing with a leaky roof for months, for the majority of the year. And he did not decide to fix his roof. He decided to prioritize buying a scooter. And now he has his toy, his scooter, his escape, that he gets to escape and come back to a house with a leaky roof. Gets to come back to a wet bed whenever it rains. So just silly, y'all. This is the sort of stuff that I'm talking about. Poor decision making when it comes to money. So because his money is pretty much leveraged to the hilt with payments on various different things, he can't afford to fix his roof now. He decides after the fact, after going and acquiring another bill, that, oh, I need to get my roof fixed. Well, I don't know when and if that's even gonna happen, because I mean, he making moves like this, so I don't know. Maybe eventually he can get some sort of loan. So I don't know, man. But these are the sorts of things that I want you guys to avoid. This is the sort of poor decision making and poor money managing that I try to keep you guys from doing, that I try to put you on game about, so that you'll make better choices and you'll have a better life experience overall. Don't do stuff like this. It's insane to do stuff like this. So I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. You know, do you know somebody like this? Were you once this person and, you know, you got wiser, you got better? Let me know in those comments. Like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm gonna holler at y'all soon. Peace.